going to show you guys how to become a vampire. Now, I've already downloaded my picture, and again, if you want to use your own picture, take a quick one with photo booth. Make sure your top row of teeth are showing, especially where your canines are. But if not, download one of the other ones. So I have it right here. I've saved it already as with the date and last name and vampire. I'm going to drag it over to Photoshop to open. I can see my layers. Again, if you can't see your layers, go to Window and Layers, or you can go to Workspace and Reset Essentials, or you can go over here and Reset Essentials. Alright, so there's my background layer. We are going to zoom in on this tooth and select the appropriate tooth. This one here I think will work really well for this picture. And again, just judge it based on your picture on which tooth would be best to make into a fang. We are going to copy and paste this selected tooth to a new layer on there. So go up to Layer, New, Layer via Copy. And then there is the tooth layer. So I'm going to hide everything. So there's the tooth that I selected. Now we're going to extend the tooth. We're going to distort it on there. So go to Edit, and then you're going to go down to Transform, and from Transform you go to Distort. And again, make sure you're on that layer there, and we get a bounding box on there. And we're going to click on the bottom part of that frame and drag it downwards to extend it. Move each corner on the edge, you know, adjust it a little bit to make it correct. You know, if we need to move any side, this one actually came out pretty well. Don't worry about any overlap in the shape too much on there. You want it to be at least twice as long on there. We're going to hit the Enter key once you are happy and it'll remove that box on there. We can use the eraser tool as needed to fix up some things. Zoom in even more so where it's kind of, again, make sure you're on your tooth layer. Clean that up just a little bit. If you need to, you know, hide and show that tooth layer. Right here it looks like I need to clean this part up a little bit. Just a tad. Okay. Then we're going to use the blur tool under its blur tool. Okay, we're going to use the blur tool, and we're just going to run it over here to, you know, make it not quite so sharp, since we just copied and pasted it over. So that softened it a bit and blended it in. And then we are going to repeat it, the same process over here on the opposite side, the same number tooth over on the opposite side, and extend it to there. So we're going to go back to the background layer, grab the lasso tool, make that selection there. I don't really like that one. I'm going to redo that one. Zoom in better. Okay. Go up to Layer, New, Layer via Copy. And again, we can hide it. And there's our other tooth. Show the background. Layer 2 would be our other tooth. So we're going to go back with edit, transform, distort, pull it down where it's about even with the other one. Make it just a little bit. I'm going to zoom out some. It's a little difficult to see that, isn't it? Okay, return gets rid of it. And again, there's that. We're going to erase. I got something hanging off the end of mine right here. That's weird. Get rid of that. And I think I need to trim it up just a little bit. Right there, maybe right here. And then go to the blur tool. Again, you may have to, it should be there. And just blur that edge a little bit so it's not quite so copy pasted looking like. We're going to merge these two teeth layers on there. So you're going to select both of them with shift and click to get both of them. And then you can right click and you're just going to merge layers. You don't want to merge visible and you don't want to flatten the image, you want to merge layers. Okay, and now they are one. We can, if we wanted to move them, they'd move together. Alrighty, now we're going to come back down here and you're going to copy the background layer. So you go right here and go to duplicate layer, or you can go over here to layer, duplicate layer. And this one's just our background copy on there. If you wanted to, we could name this tooth or teeth. This is both of them. We're going to select the sponge tool. The sponge tool will be close to one of these. There it is, underneath there. So sponge tool. Set the mode to desaturate. And we want the flow all the way to 100%. We're going to start brushing everything except for the eyes and the small area around the eyes. So I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger because we need everything but. Now we're going to select the burn tool, which is underneath the sponge tool, and make sure that the settings are on shadows and the exposure is 10%. Type that in on there. And now we're going to brush the eyes and that small area around them. And then we're going to be doing the lips. Just try to keep it on the lips. We don't want the skin around it. We just want those lips to be a lot brighter on there. And we're going to set our opacity for it to being probably about 70, between 60 and 70 I think is good. Here's 66. That looks pretty good. So he kind of has that deathly look on the dead, but they have really bright lips for whatever reason. All right, and that's making yourself a vampire. So what you're going to do